ورضي الله عن أزواجه وأصحابه وأحبابه والتابعين وعنا معهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. أما بعد, we are in the 21st juz, and maybe I'll just start from the beginning as we've been doing so. Let me start with Surah Ankabut here, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at the beginning of the 21st juz, ayah number 46. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تجادلوا أهل الكتاب إلا بالتي هي أحسن إلا الذين ظلموا منهم وقولوا آمنا بالذي أنزل إلينا وأنزل إليكم وإلهنا وإلهكم واحد ونحن له مسلمون. And this ayah means, do not argue with the people of the book. This is for Muslims, obviously. Do not argue with the people of the book, meaning the Jews and the Christians specifically. إِلَّا بِالَّتِي أَحْسَنَ, except in the best ways and the best of the most friendliest of and the best of situations, except those who are oppressors among them or transgressors, and say, and tell them, آمنا بالذي أنزل إلينا وأنزل إليكم. We believe in that which was revealed to us, and we believe in that which was revealed to you. وإلهنا وإلهكم واحد. And our Creator and your Creator is one. وَنَحْنُ لَهُ مُسْلِمُونَ, and to Him we all are in submission. This ayah tells us a couple of things. Number one, obviously in general, not about just a specific status of Ahlul Kitab or the Jews and the Christians within the Muslim faith, simply because we're part of the Abrahamic faith, and that means under the Abrahamic umbrella. But actually the Quran also is giving us وَلَا تُجَادِلُوا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ, and do not argue with people who disagree with you except in the best ways. And then notice when Allah Azza wa Jal, so number one, the argument إِلَّا بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنَ. An argument has to be a decent argument. The argument does not have to be about who makes the punchline or who gets to be louder over the other or so. The argument ought to be about, as Al-Quran says here, وَقُولُوا آمَنَّا بِالَّذِي أُنزِلَ إِلَيْنَا وَأُنزِلَ إِلَيْكُمْ. Point them to that which you all have in common. So when we argue, regardless, as a general rule we can take from the Quran, number one, the argument ought to be in the best of ways. Otherwise, it's no longer an argument to find the truth. It's an argument to be louder or to win somebody over or whatever it is. It's no longer, the truth is no longer the object. Number two, in the argument, you ought to always look for that which we all have in common and build on that. Al-Quran Al-Karim says, basically, even despite the differences, but look at the commons. We have a lot in common. Look at the common, examine the common, talk about the common, build on the common. And that's very important here in ayah number 46 in Surah Al-Ankabut. And then in ayah number 60, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَكَأَيٍّ مِّن دَابَّةٍ لَا تَحْمِلُ رِزْقَهَا اللَّهُ يَرْزُقُهَا اللَّهُ يَرْزُقُهَا وَإِيَّاكُمْ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. And all that walks on earth, all that is on earth, all that walks, everything that does not carry its sustenance and provisions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides its sustenance and provision, just like, and He provides you also your sustenance and provision. And this ayah tells you, وَكَأَيٍّ مِّن دَابَّةٍ, everything on earth and everything beyond, maybe. In a sense, anything that walks. And everything that walks does not have saving accounts or checking accounts, does not have food storage, does not have that. And Allah Azza wa Jal provides them, and Allah Azza wa Jal nourishes them, and Allah Azza wa Jal sustains them, and Allah Azza wa Jal maintains them. And unlike us, they don't have storages, they don't have things that they keep. And oftentimes we are veiled by the veil of cause and effect. And we think that the cause and effect is what gives us sustenance. Allah is the one who gives sustenance. He asked us to follow the cause and effect, but not rely on the cause and effect. And when you hear that and you see the Quran telling you all these things around you, they're all getting their rizq every single day. They're all getting what they need every single day. And then ayah number 21 in Surah Al-Rum now. We're moving to Surah Al-Rum and maybe we'll finish with that. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. Amongst His signs is that He created for you from amongst you أزواجا, يعني from the same species. أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها, spouses that you actually find home in or a refuge in. وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. And He put in you, between you, mawaddah means love and rahmah means mercy. Now notice how Allah Azza wa Jal in this ayah makes the environment of the family. Three things. تسكنوا إليها, number one, that it is a place of refuge. You may be outside, whether it's work or school or whatever you're doing, and you come home, and home is a refuge from the stress of life, a refuge from the difficulties, a refuge from this. That's when you go to your spouse, right? That's basically what the Quran is depicting the picture. لِتَسْكُنُوا, so it's a refuge. It's a place where you unwind and de-stress. And then Allah Azza wa Jal puts the two things, He says, and He puts between you love and mercy. So a peace, an abode of peace, then love, then mercy. And I mean, a family is not that a Quranic example if it lacks one of these three. And what is life also without some peace and without love and mercy? Life is not really livable without that. And that's one of the reasons Al-Quran Al-Kareem puts that here, especially about people who are forming a family and trying to get married and build a home and build a family. And it's important to understand that these are some of the objectives of the Quran, right? Because in the Quran and in Islam, obviously marriage is an act of worship. It's not a social utility. It's not other utilities. And therefore, to seek refuge to it so that both spouses, the husband and the wife, knows that they ought to be providing peace for each other, a place of refuge in them for the other, and also that there has to be love and has to be mercy as well, because without love and mercy, things become very difficult. And this is what you put into it. Marriage is always what you put into it. So may Allah Azza wa Jal keep that refuge, peace, love and mercy in all our lives. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآله والحمد لله رب العالمين.